Hello everyone, welcome back to my channel. I am Trinity Jackson and this is another recording of my podcast. The link to the actual podcast will be in the description below. And if you have any comments about the topic today, please drop it so I can see what y'all think, because I'm going to be giving my full-on opinion. So maybe y'all should give yours too. Let's go ahead and get into this episode. Welcome back to another episode of Conversations Are My Thing. I am your lovely host, Trinity Jackson. I'm in a great mood today. As I said yesterday, the fall winds have been coming in and I stepped out on my balcony again this morning and it was like a cool 70 degrees. I have my hoodie on inside and I'm about to be doing some yoga today, so that's why we're getting this episode out of the way early. But I'm really loving the fall weather. I'm excited to be able to put on my socks and turn the heat on, get some marshmallows roasting, things like that. Now, I'm not roasting marshmallows in my apartment, but you understand what I'm getting at. Anyways, that's besides the point. I was scrolling on Instagram this morning, doing it's like my morning paper. It's like doing my daily look through of the stories and stuff like that. And I saw something that caught my eye, and it's a concept I've talked about before, but I haven't really gone in depth on it. And it literally said, it told me that, you know what? Today is probably the day to talk more about that. And I'm going to read it out to y'all so we can all be on the same page. All right. So here's what it says. 5 minutes cost me 7 years of my life because I made a permanent decision off of a temporary emotion. 1 minute, thought of being disrespected. 3 minutes, a brawl in the club. 1 minute shooting. It resulted in 5.5 years in prison. I missed my son's birthday. I missed my son's birth and first 5 birthdays. Missed my daughter's birthdays from 3 to 8. $4,000 in legal costs. One emotional decision that took 5 minutes to execute took almost 10 years away from me and my kids. Be careful in making decisions in emotion. The trade-off is rarely worth it. Oh my gosh. First of all, the story is so sad. A fight in the club turning into 7 years in prison is just so sick. But that is just, I'm glad he came to the realization through his time in there, instead of being some people go through all those years and still come out like, oh my gosh, it's their fault. If they would have never started this, I wouldn't have been in the fight. I wouldn't have da-da-da-da. But he took responsibility for the fact that his emotions is what led him to that place. Now, this is why it's so important to respond instead of react. Having control over your emotions is really just having control over your person and over who you are. I never understood why people would let complete strangers get under their skin to the level where they are now going to do whatever they can and potentially put them in harm's way to prove a point to this person that they don't even know. I like how he said it started off with him thinking that he was getting disrespected. And it goes back to what I was just saying, which is he's a black man, of course, and I think, of course, men in general have a whole pride thing of, you're not going to disrespect me, da-da-da-da. But not even just men, women as well. I've met numerous women that will argue with a regular person on the street if they feel like you bumped them too hard or you accidentally spilled alcohol on my shirt and now we have to fight about it. Taking things to the next level. There's no middle ground. It's straight point A to point Z, and then you see what happens. That you don't realize that the situation is escalating because you're just so in the moment. Your hands are hot, your face is warm, and you're getting angrier and angrier each second, and nobody can calm you down because you can't calm you down. It's so interesting that people will take little things as signs of disrespect and completely throw everything out of the window. I'm really curious as to what he even considered disrespect in that moment, because in the club, I'm thinking about a club scene and the club fights I've seen happen. It's always rooted in, okay, someone stepped on my shoes and they weren't supposed to. I pushed them off, or the alcohol thing, or girls, or whatever the case may be. But I'm you're in the club and you're going to make this a lifelong decision that you made. And it's so important to, once you feel triggered and once you feel your emotions rising up, to have the strength and control to be okay, let me think through this before I do something that I'm going to regret. When people have road rage, I think road rage is a great example as well. But that's my favorite example, because you're just in your car, right? Someone cuts you off, okay? You're so bothered that you speed up, go around, flick them off, and then now you're gonna get back in front of them, and now y'all are in the car, in traffic, where driving is already dangerous in itself. You already have to drive for everybody around you. When people have road rage, it's probably the most it's really more embarrassing than anything. I think having road rage is embarrassing because you don't even know the people that you're driving. You literally don't even know these people, but you're gonna let one of them throw you off so mad. And some people will have such like serious instances where they will put everyone in the car in danger just because someone cut them off. And it's like where you don't realize that it wasn't worth it until something serious happens and you're like, dang, I wish I would have never I wish I would have never tried to speed 80 miles down this highway to catch this person. I wish I would have never done this. I would still be able to do this. I wouldn't be on parole. I wouldn't have accidentally hurt this person. You never realize that it got too serious until it's already too late. And that's why before it happens, you got to be able to calm yourself down, even if it's just breathing techniques or analyzing what's really going on. And going back to taking responsibility, if you have responsibility for a lot of things that happen to you, you realize that there's really no reason for you to get that angry at someone else for something that happened to you, whether, like, especially if it was an accident. I just think that's so amazing because I've seen people, and these are the kind of individuals I just only hang out with once. Like, I don't need to see you act out multiple times to realize that I just can't have you around me. Because some people think it's cute, especially girls. Like, I know a lot of girls that think it's cute. It's like, oh, someone ever da-da-da-da me. I'm popping off. I'm da-da-da-da. I'm doing this. I'm yelling. I'm screaming. I'm clapping it. I'm like, are you not embarrassed? Are you not embarrassed at if anything? You're not embarrassed being that person in public that's always taking it from A to Z to where people don't want to hang out with you. They know you're argumentative. They know you're always going to have a problem. They know you always are looking for another issue, and they know you cannot control your emotions. So once you're in a bad mood, now everybody's in a bad mood. That's not embarrassing. Come on now. And as I said, I'm like, you don't realize it wasn't worth it until it's already too late. So you already go one step too far, and now you're in prison, realizing and thinking every single day that, dang, that wasn't worth it. Fighting wasn't worth it. The shooting wasn't worth it. Because people get really hurt. People get hurt. Like, it's real life. People get hurt. And then you realize that you didn't even mean to do all that. And you're trying to explain to the judge. And they're like, and the whole time they're wondering is, why were you so mad they just spilled a drink on you? Why were you so mad all they did was step on your shoes? Why did you feel like you had to take it there? You are responsible for what happened, what occurred. And when I was reading this, he said he took, like, you know, he was talking about his children and everything. And it's a shame because, I mean, of course, it takes a toll on the kids. They missed out on their dad being there while they were, you know, growing up. But, I mean, of course, it take a toll on him because he wasn't able to be there for them. And these are the things. His daughter was already around. Like, you know, his son had come, but he already knew he had a son on the way. He had a daughter already. And I'm not saying it's like his, I mean, he already took responsibility for it. So I'm really just kind of going deeper into what he was saying and how it really was a big thing for him to realize that this was his fault. But to already know you have children that you are looking to raise that are going to be looking for your guidance, it's like now you have to walk different. You have to move differently just off the strength that you know that you have people that are looking up to you, that are looking to you for assistance, that want you to be there in their life as they're growing up. And it's never worth it to let a one person that you will probably never talk to again and never speak to again take you out the game for 7-10 years. So crazy. I believe all emotions are valid. You are valid in feeling how you feel, but you don't have to immediately start throwing punches as soon as you're angry. That's crazy. Like, I don't even like to use the word crazy that often, but that is crazy. To fly off the handles, there's no middle ground, and to the point where you're screaming. I've seen people with anger issues that are so beyond me that I just don't understand. Like, I try to understand why did they get so mad, and I'm just like, I don't think you really analyzed that correctly. Like, I think you took that to the next level way too far. I feel like that could have been the conversation. I feel like you could have discussed that. I feel like y'all could have worked that out without having to do that. I feel like you don't need to burn bridges in every single relationship you have because of one argument, or this person said this and they disrespected you, and whatever the case may be. And your pride is just so big and your ego is so massive that you just cannot take 1 ounce of one person even thinking they could try you. And it's embarrassing, and it's going to end you. It's going to put you in position as you realize, like, down your life, to realize that you're not really in control, because every time you get angry, no one can calm you down. Not even you can calm you down, like the Hulk, and nobody can. You're just out of control. That's not cute. It's not attractive. It's not appealing. I don't associate with people with massive anger issues, and I've seen it. Like, I've had friends to where I'm like, why do you like to argue so much? Like, why is it always an argument? It can never be a discussion. It can never be a conversation. It's always an argument. And that makes me not want to be around you. So guess what? I'm not going to be around you. Point blank, period. I see someone with road rage. I make one note. I'm like, yeah, I'm not riding with you again. Point blank. And I'm like, are you like this with everything? Newsflash, they are. How people do one thing is how they do everything. So I had to stop trying to give people the benefit of the doubt. Like, no, like, you're wild. And I know that one day we're going to have an argument, and instead of being able to discuss it like adults, you're going to take it from A to Z, and you're going to ruin this, and you're going to ruin my mood, and we're never going to talk again anyway. So let's just stop talking as much. Let's just keep our distance. Hey, what's good? We'll hang out every once in a while, but we're not here. Because I know that you cannot control your emotions. And people that cannot control their emotions, I also believe that when they get angry and when they get mad, they want to get cutthroat immediately. They want to start calling you out your name. They want to start bringing up things that you did in the past, bringing up secrets that you told them in confidence. So I would never have a friend that I'm close to that is prone to violence or prone to arguing to the point where they automatically jump to being angry every time there's any little minor inconvenience. No, thank you, because as soon as we get into it, you're going to pull out all the stops, and you're going to make me regret ever calling you a friend in the first place. So this is your sign that your emotions are valid, your emotions are real, how you feel is warranted. However, you do not need to take out your emotions on everybody, and definitely not when they first happen. I feel like anytime you're feeling a big emotion immediately, that is the number one sign to calm down, back up, rewind, and analyze the situation. If you feel like you're getting really angry in a moment, that is literally the number one sign that you need to separate yourself and focus and think, why am I feeling this way? Am I do I need to do anything in this moment because I'm feeling this way? No, I don't. Do I need to ruin everyone else's night? Do I need to fight over this? Would fighting over this be worth it? If I fought over this, do I realize the repercussions of fighting in public and fighting a stranger and how I might hurt them? Is there any possibility that I will hurt them more than I think that I will, or more than I'm expecting to, and end up in a position that I didn't plan to be in? There is a possibility. I don't know how things escalate, especially with the strangers. I don't know these people. Is there a chance that these people are crazier than I think I am? Is there a chance that these people have a gun in their car, and as soon as we start fighting, they're going to end my life completely? Is there a chance that this may happen? Yes, because I don't know these people. Arguing with strangers will never make sense to me, because you don't know if that person is willing to end you over this. People will end you over road rage. People will end you over a club fight. People will end your life, cut it short, over an argument and a fight that you didn't even need to be in, but your ego and your pride brought you there anyways. So keep your emotions intact. They're valid. They don't need to be expressed. And you have to realize you don't know who you're dealing with. You don't know who these people are. And that is the number one reason you should just go on about your business. It won't change your life. You will wake up the next day and forget it ever happened. It won't be worth it. It's not worth it. Learn how to control your emotions. You're going to learn how to control your life. Thank you all for listening. I love and appreciate each and every single one of you. I hope you all have an amazing day. Make sure you join my Discord to connect with me personally, and stay tuned for the next episode. Mwah!